I have no idea if I'm live. I hope so. If y'all are there, come on in and let me know. This is Tanglewood Sue. This is Tanglewood Sue's dining room. And this is the new DIY studio. So I'm going to just ramble a bit, hoping you guys jump on. Basically, I own Tanglewood Works. I operate in Maryland, and this morning we got our lockdown order. Lock it up. Lock it up. So I'm here today doing a little test. I may be talking to myself. I may be talking to you. I'm not really sure yet, but I wanted to try to bring back the new Sue Revue with Tanglewood Sue and her family too. Kelly. Okay, I am live. Yay, Kelly, tell me if you're watching me on Facebook or YouTube. I'm trying to do both. So, Tanglewood Sue here. My goal, okay, I wanted to do this a week ago, you guys. I knew everybody needed some comic relief, some inspiration, and distraction. But I was in my own state of reinvention. I have to admit, I did go live a few times, but my goal has been to jump back on here with you guys, and every day, at least Monday through Friday, I'm aiming for 5 o'clock. The light is good in this room at 5 o'clock, and then I can gradually ease right into cocktail hour, and I think this will be a good time for my family, for me. So today what I'm doing is I'm kind of testing. I'm going to open this box that I had delivered like 4 days ago, so it's perfectly safe to open now. I want to chat with you guys. I want to check in with you guys, and I want to find out what else you guys, I'm going to stop saying you guys, hopefully, what else we can do. Because if we're going to do the new Sue Revue every day, we're going to have some fun. We're going to have some fun. We're going to have some stories. I'm going to bring in my family. I hope you guys got to see my latest YouTube video that I posted yesterday on making a DIY mask with my husband. He was quite the sport, and he was adorable. And so you guys need to go check that out on YouTube. So I'm going to try to stream on both places. Why am I doing Facebook and YouTube? Because YouTube is better for being able to find me, search for me, and get an alert when I'm going live. And so I'm trying to go there and move most of my lives and such over there because it's just an easier database to find me, and I can still connect with you on these lives back and forth. Okay, so I'm going to answer any questions I can. I want to practice switching cameras here. Let's see. Yes, check it out. So this was the package. Well, that's too close now. Let me go back to the other one. So before this whole mess started, I was getting ready to make new craft kits. And so these arrived after it already kind of started. Okay, so let's see. These are the treasure chests that I want to make into craft kits. So you're going to say, well, Sue, what are you going to do with them now? I'm going to sell them. I can still, so for those of you, I'm going to do this while I'm talking. For those of you who are in Maryland or maybe in your own state, we got the lockdown order today. And it kind of freaked me out. My husband came in and was like, oh. And basically, it is a pretty much shelter in place. But, and I'm taking every precaution. I thought it meant that we cannot leave the house under any circumstance. And, I mean, except for medical or, food or this, that, or the other. I'm going to bring this over so you guys can see what I'm doing. And so we spent the whole morning trying to get the tire fixed on the van so we could go load up the store and bring it back here. Ooh, these are going to be good. So we spent all morning doing that. And then I looked online and I saw my friend say, well, at least we can still walk. And I'm like, what do you mean? It said we can't do anything. So the statement made by our governor was shelter in place, only essentials. You can be fined or imprisoned. Basically, you break these rules. The written was only essential businesses, only, it was still strict, but it wasn't, I can never go to my store and load up supplies, which I thought that's what it was saying. And I'm trying to limit that. So I instead spent most of the day bringing most of my supplies here to my house. So until the U.S. Post Office closes up shop, I think I'm still here. I'm still here for you. I can still ship things. I can still make stuff. I don't know if you guys can see this. I've spent most of the morning, I'll show you after. Instead, I didn't bring over every single thing, but I brought over everything that I was going to need to make the kits and do lives here every day with you guys. Yay! So we're going to make the most of it. I know we're all stressed. Raise how many fingers you cried today. 3. Yeah. Like, we're all just, duh! I had a pickup of a custom piece, and I thought I'd done it so well. So I wrapped it. I had it outside my door of my studio. I called the client and I said, bring over 2 drivers. I will hide and they can pick up and deliver to you to your curb, and nobody has to talk to anybody. Nobody has to breathe anything. Nobody has to touch anything. We're going to make this happen. One guy shows up. One guy. So I had to help him load, and I'm freaking out because I'm trying to be careful and keep my distance, and I don't know this guy, and my husband's there with me, and I'm like, I'm more worried about him because he's older than me. I was in tears. I was in tears just because I was like, this isn't what I planned. I planned this out to be careful, and now everything's going against me. So, and then I got the sweetest note from one of my followers, one of you guys, that brought me to tears because she made me realize how important it is to just keep going, keep being creative, keep being silly, sometimes even if it's annoying. Sometimes you gotta. So, check this out. I ordered new kits. Let me show you why I ordered new little kits. Comment if you're there, people, so I know you're there. I can't see anything. I can see if you comment, but I can't see how many people are there. I can't see a whole lot. So just make sure we're there. So these are our new kit designs. These gable boxes. This one is for doing the alcohol inks. I've put in here. So we're going to open up these kits throughout the week, and I'm going to show you exactly what's in them and what's going on. Today we're just going to kind of open up and play and see what's happening. So we got this one. And that is the alcohol ink kit on tiles, and I'm going to show you how that works. But my other kit is just about painting little treasure boxes. And so I got a bunch, oh look at these, I got a bunch of different ones that fit inside each other. I think that one's supposed to fit inside there. So basically in these gable boxes, I'm going to put 1 or 2, either 2 little ones, okay, or 1 big one. I'm going to look in here and see. And then they're going to come with samples of paint. And I've been doing this with Debbie's Design Diary paints. But I also had just become, before this all happened, whoops, it's falling at the bottom, I had just become a Miss Lily's retailer right before all this fell to shit. So I'm probably going to make some kits with her items as well. Look at that! All right, let's see if they fit. They were supposed to fit in the box. I'm going to grab the empty box here and make sure make sure we're good to go, people. All right. We are going to do a little painting today, but I wanted you guys to see these new things and just test out, make sure our different camera angles are working, make sure I can see you and you can see me. Lorraine, hello from the UK. Goodness gracious, girl. What time is it? Okay, so this will be 1 kit. So inside of these kits, will be 3 samples of paint. I'm just going to pick them out for you. You have a choice of boho, sea, neutrals, or fire. So reds, blues, neutrals, or a mixture. All right, and that'll be in here with gloves and a brush and a little bit of sandpaper and a little spritzy water bottle. Okay, then they'll all be in here. Let's see if this one fits. They may not fit. Oh, I think it does. Boom. Bum, bum. Perfect. Okay? So they'll all be inside of here. So we'll either do 1 box that you pull out and everything's in there. And yes, I can ship these. As long as I can ship, we're still good. Or you'll get an assortment of 2 little boxes. I think these fit inside each other. I'll have to do a little bit more investigating. I don't think that would be for a compelling video. But basically, 2 little boxes or 1 big box. These are great. I love these. I just bought an assortment of all these little ones. So this one has a little one inside. Oh, I just figured it out. Okay. I was like, this isn't enough. It's inside. Good God, Sue. Are all your brains just... not computing these days. I think my husband actually put it best. We're in the car, and I just said, "Is it? Oh, that's good timing then." Yeah, we were in the car, and I said, I'm just. Everything about me is anxious right now. Like, and I can't even put my finger on what I'm mostly scared about. I'm very lucky. My husband can work from home. I don't make a lot of money anyway, so lots of my income is not significant. My children are safe. They're here with me. They're still young enough to be here with me, but old enough not to completely demand all my attention. I'm in a sweet spot, but yet I feel like, I said, I just feel anxious. And he's like, well, anxiety is really just, it's about, not knowing the best choices to make. And I was like, that's exactly it. Like, should I bring everything over today? Should I not bring everything over? I almost felt a relief when I thought we were on total lockdown. I know that sounds crazy, but tell me if you guys understand what I mean. There was a certain relief in knowing I only had one choice. I had to go get all my stuff today, and I had to lock down in the house, and whatever happened, happened, and the rest was inconsequential. I didn't have any more choices. I'm not a person who desires to have a lack of choices. I'm pretty fucking bossy. I like to make my own decision. I like to make my own way, but there was a way in which I was like, oh, I can't leave? Oh. And then when I found out that I could leave, because I fell in a certain category where I'm going to basically an office where there's no one else there, and it's actually okay for me. I'm not breaking any major rules. I'm not going to be arrested. I got more anxious because I was like, well, now I have to decide. Now I have to make a decision, right? Fear of the unknown and fear of, we can't, I want to just let go of the idea that I can make a good decision, because I can't. I cannot make a good decision because it could change tomorrow. I thought that going on a bike ride with my daughter yesterday and staying on paths away from people was probably a good decision. And then I find out maybe that wasn't a good decision. And so you're using your best judgment. But your best judgment, what does that mean anymore? So anyway, I'm not trying to stress you guys out. I'm just trying to let you know that even that we're all there. We're all there. I think that's important. So look at that. Look how freaking cute that is. Let's just look at these little baby boxes. Look at that box. That fits in that box. That's enough for today. I could cry again. That's enough joy for me right now. Just one box that fits in another box. That's enough. I spent 20 minutes looking at pictures of UPS drivers and pets today because it soothed me. So, do what soothes you. For me, I was very excited to get on here with you guys today and just paint something. I don't have a project in mind. I don't have a plan. I got nothing. I'll have that tomorrow. But today I just wanted to just get on here, tell you what my thoughts are, tell you what my goal is, open these packages. So, hey Heather! Yes, I've been calling my mom every day. I've been emailing and texting with my stepmom and dad. They were so sweet. They offered us their mountain house, but it's in North Carolina, in case we wanted to just get away into the woods. And they're in Georgia, their other house. But it was very generous of them to offer us one of them in case we needed it. And now we can't even go. So what are you going to do? But it was sweet. It was sweet that they offered. And who knows? I don't know. Maybe we'll leave in the dark of night. So, all right. I had just ordered these paints, and I hadn't even gotten to try them all. This is the color I was really excited about. This is Miss Lillian's No Wax Chalk Paint, okay? And this is Lichen. It is this color. It is this rich spring green, but it's a dark spring green, and I thought that was gorgeous. And then, y'all know I don't usually do much with the neutrals, but I just thought, let's see what happens if we mix some of that green and play around with that and Snowflake. It's finally like 78 degrees today, so I'm gonna try to tilt this down. Let's see if I can do this for you guys. And let's just paint a little bit. Let's just paint. Let's just play. Let's just play. Let's just see what happens. Ask me any questions. I will go back through all of these comments, kiddos. I'm going to turn down the brightness a little bit there. And tell me if there's something you guys are at home. I'm guessing you're kind of stuck there. What can I show you? I've got all my supplies here. I got everything here. I brought it all home, and whatever I don't have, I can go get. I can teach paint pouring. I can do resin. I can. I just think that's so cute. All right, we're gonna paint this up. I can do. Just give me some ideas. I think that is very, very red. My neck is. Oh, probably my stress. No, I'm all flushed and flushed. I had to apologize to the driver like over and over because I was so snappy. And he was so kind. I mean, there really is a lot of kindness going on right now because I knew I was being a bitch. And I didn't mean to be a bitch, but I was like, there were supposed to be two of you and I'm not supposed to be doing this. And I'm like, I'm sorry. He's like, it's okay. It's okay. I mean, he was infinitely kind, and I was so appreciative of that. I think we all are right now. Just everybody just needs to be nice to each other because we are all idiots. Okay. Oh, goodness, look at that. You guys see that color? All right. Let's pour a little bit out and just see. Just want to put a little bit on there. And we're going to play. So these are the Miss Lillian's paint pour, canvas ready. Okay, Lorraine, rock on. What I'm going to do is show you how to do my kit this week, which is a paint pour kit. We're going to start there. But then what I promise I will do is then start breaking that down into how to do it at home with what you have and what you can order. Because I like to do the kits for families and people just getting started who don't have a lot of time. And now, this has changed, hasn't it? It's changed because now we all have a lot of time. So I will probably go back and show you guys kind of the basics of that. I am planning, this goes on so smooth and luscious. The reason I ordered these paints, you guys know I'm a huge DIY paint fan. Debbie's Design Diary. I am one of the gals, but I need to have more colors. I need to have more intense colors than what that brand offers me. And I also really like the idea of having, I'm just going to dip this in. Oh, here we go. I need to have jewel tones, okay? And jewel tones are very important to me. And so I reached out and I found this Lillian, and she was a love and sent me a bunch of samples, and I really enjoyed them. So I'm just using some wipes to wipe this off. Let's try this green. Let's just see what happens. And I've got some other colors here we can play with. I just want you guys to be able to see what I'm doing. Oh, yeah. The beauty of these colors is that what you see is what you get, okay? So it doesn't really change color. And I'm just going to cut in. It does not require top coat. Now, you may decide, oh no, I still want a top coat. And I just did a bar for someone using these paints, and I definitely still put a top coat over it. But when you do put the top coat on, it's just an added layer of protection. It's really about how the paint feels to you. Or if you're like doing kitchen cabinets or something. Look at this. This is one coat. I have no rhyme or reason to what I'm doing. All right, I did the green and white, so I'm just going to see what happens. I'm going to try my little blending technique. So I'm just going to mix in. I want to see what colors we can get with all this. Okay, awesome, Lorraine. I will do that for you. I will totally do that for you. All right, so we've got paint pouring. Oh my goodness, I'm having so much fun with this. So basically, I'm not giving myself any extreme directive today. I'm not going to make sure that I can do a nice flower. I'm not going to make sure I do anything perfect. I just want to blend colors. I think that's all my brain can handle today. I'm going to put some white on that. And I invite you to do the same. I'm listening to this book right now. I'm really enjoying. And one thing that the author said is if you are feeling stuck in anything, is the only way, or like you don't do it well enough, or you want to, you don't feel like you're the best at it, or I don't know, anything at all, is just you've got to just shut up and just start doing. Because even if you don't know what you want to write about, the art of just writing, the next thought will pop into your head. But you can't just sit there and say, "Oh, what should I write about today?" And then nothing pops into your head, and so you don't write that day. I think let me switch colors so you guys can see the other color too. Look at this pretty green. I'm loving this green. You guys see that? I have my light on there so you guys can see. What he said is, just start. Just start without a plan. And that's kind of what I'm doing right now with you guys. I don't have a plan. This isn't a project that I've thought through, that I've already got figured out, and I'm going to teach you how to do this, and then how to decoupage, and then how to put the thing on. I have no plan. I just want to take green paint and white paint. That's it. And put them on there. That's all I can do. So if that's all you can do, or even if you're like, Sue, I know I want to start painting, I'm home, and some people, if you might be like me, you might be feeling this pressure. Like, oh my God, you've gotten this new lease. You don't have to go into the office. That means you have more time. That means that you can clean your house. That means that you can organize the garage. That means that you can start that paint project that you bought the paint for a year ago, and you should be doing it. And yet you're lying there watching Tiger King, and you can't do anything because you can't figure out what you want to create or what you want to do. Well, don't. That's my advice. Don't. Get out your stuff. Just finish the Tiger King. I just started that with my daughter. I don't think we're going to be able to finish it. It's a little too disturbing. We think too much. Absolutely. And gets us anxious, especially about being creative. But if you're like me, I mean, I've been feeling that. Like, I've been wanting to jumpstart my YouTube channel. I now basically can hardly do anything else but that. But yet I'm having to deal with applying for disaster loans and filing my taxes and dealing with my tenants and trying to get everything else in order and making sure that everybody's taken care of and making sure we figured out food and, this, that, and the other. And so I haven't done all the things that I thought that I was going to be able to do with this new, time. Well, personally, I haven't had extra time. I just have a lot of other people vying for my time. But even if I was at home, and even if I was like some of you home from your jobs, just blending, I'm just putting a little bit, I'm like putting white, and then I'm putting a little green on, then I'm putting green, then putting a little white on. I think we'll add another color in here. I'll pick one out, and we'll play with that too. Don't stress yourself out because all of a sudden now you're supposed to be accomplishing things. I'm seeing all these people who are accomplishing, like playing music every day online and doing art every day online that they've done for the last week. Or, I don't know, they've just taken the ball and they've run with it. And I think that's their coping mechanism. They've just run with it. And I haven't been able to run with it that same way. I haven't. I've been kind of cocooning, not getting online with friends, just taking care of my family. But today I felt like I'm ready. I'm ready to see. I'm ready to reconnect. Isn't that kind of fun? Look at that. It's so nice. It's drying really fast. I want to hold this up. I'm gonna bring in another color just to play with. But so you guys know I always say this. Just get your base layer down. Just get her down and don't think too hard about anything else. Okay, so what I'm gonna do for these kits is I'm gonna give you 3 colors. So like for this kit, I've got this beautiful green, and then if you have a white in each kit, that gives you umpteen variations of that, right? So now you've got all those colors. So let me grab some kind of blue. I don't know which kind of blue. Wait. Let me see. I feel like this needs blue in it. Even a teal. Ooh, maybe a teal. That might not be, that's pretty. But that's not deep or dark enough. I want something deeper, darker. Here we go. Gypsy. That's the thing, Heather. It's not that chalky. That's another reason I switched from Dixie Belle to Miss Lillian's. I still love Dixie Belle. I'm not talking smack. But I I gotta tell you, although hers did not require a top coat either, I felt like it was very, very chalky to the touch, and I did not like it without a top coat at all. So no matter what, I would go back and I would wax it. And so it didn't really save me that step because although it didn't need it, I didn't like it. And I do a lot of custom work, and I'm not going to give somebody something like it's very tactile. You know, you want to run your fingers down it, and it didn't feel good to me. So we're going to let this dry a little bit. Let's see, and there's enough. I'll be honest. I don't know the exact recipe of what her paint is. I do know it sticks very well. I've done a couple projects with it, and when it is dry, it still has a bit of a silkiness to it instead of a chalkiness to it in what I have done with it. So let's just see what happens if we add a little bit of that gypsy on there. Oh, that's pretty. Mostly I'm just seeing what different colors I can make out of these three colors because I'm testing out the kits. So I want to see, all right, if I do one that has got gypsy and it's got lichen and it's got snowflake, will they be able to have enough fun with those three colors? And I would say the answer on that would be yes. Let's mix gypsy. Here, let me show you this. So look here. So look at all the different colors I can get with gypsy. So just the variety of shades, just getting, and I do this a lot when people are like, they buy like 3 different blues in different varieties, and I'm like, why don't you just get that one blue and get a white? Oh, I mean, it's not that I don't want to make some money, you guys, but save it and get another color. So let's look at what happens here. So you can kind of play around in your, right here too. Oh, I'm really liking those. I'm really liking these together. I don't think in that camera you're seeing the richness of the color because that's a webcam. There we go. See those 3. I just think you can't go wrong with a blue and a green and a white. So and we can get a real ocean looking thing here. And I'm just using a brush and just going back and forth. Not doing anything too crazy. I just want to see what colors are blending. So this one's almost dry. All right, I'm going to go keep playing on the top, but I'm not going to keep going on the other side so that we can let that dry. I always say when you're doing your base layer, this is where you should play. Play with what your colors do, okay? Play with your designs. Have you wanted to try to, it is a good combo, isn't it? Have you wanted to try painting flowers? Well, let's just, do it now. Do it now and see, what you end up with. Practice here while you get your layers on. That's kind of fun. Because your base layer needs to happen and it doesn't need to look good. It just needs to have some colors underneath. Ooh, I like that. Try out different brushes. So for those of you interested in Miss Lillian's paint, I have a lot in stock, but I basically put everything on the website so that whatever you order, I can get for you. I like that. Just kind of playing. I want to get a little smaller brush. Okay, so I will order it and then I'll ship it to you. So things are taking a little longer. That's just the nature of the beast right now. But if you do want to get some Debbie's paints, I can have anything in her arsenal, so to speak, drop shipped to you. So it takes about a week, okay? I'm just getting out some smaller brushes just to play. And I'm thinking, I know a lot of you have really liked some of the flower work I've done. So I think some of our lives might be getting this camera down even further and I might do some of those for you. I'm not liking the color on this. Let me see if I can boost the color. feel like everything looks grayed out on that one. Color intensity, let's see. Oh, that's better. Okay, that's better on the webcam. That looks a little bit more like the colors that I have. There we go. So if you've been wanting to practice, just practice your colors. This is a great time, and don't try to figure it all out. I think that's my message today. We don't have to figure this whole thing out. We can just play a little bit and see kind of what happens, and see where it goes. All right, and if we like it, we like it, and if we don't, that's our base layer. Oh, do I have a picture in a picture going on? Looks like I might. Oh well. Okay, so that's about dry. So I gotta be honest, it's not, yeah. It doesn't feel chalky, but it feels a little rough. But that's because these boxes are made like with balsa wood. I mean, they're wood, but I think the roughness is coming more from that than anything else. Oh, girl, yes, I gotcha. So what I was thinking is I did this whole piece using Miss Lillian's and doing flowers. And so I was thinking I could start showing you guys kind of my process for that. I'll show you what I mean. Let me get all that dries. I'll show you what I've been playing with, and I want to do a bunch more, and I'll just do them live. Y'all can watch me screw up royally and then try something else. Okay, so I had this idea that I would take, let me switch camera angles, that I had this old dresser that somebody donated to me that was totally beat up. I mean, it was awful. I was like, why did you give that to me? I can't be used as a dresser anymore. It just fell apart. So I had all these pieces. I had the drawer fronts, had the sides, but it was solid wood, but it was had been left in a garage like for 100 years. I mean, it would never hold clothes again. So I took all the pieces apart and I started painting them. So I just started having some fun sitting around watching TV with Sadie. So this is acrylic paint, but I've done another one using Miss Lillian's paints to do the same thing, and it worked really well. So you can see it's got a nice little sheen. And I left the drawer handles, and I left the dovetail joints. So I thought it was kind of fun. So if you guys are game, I brought a bunch of these pieces home, and so some of our lives can just be painting these and having a good time. So yeah, help me out, you guys. Tell me what will bring you joy. What will bring you joy? If we get on here for 45 minutes a day, I can bring in some furniture to paint. We can do it out in the yard. I can, do the paint pours. I can do some resin. Basically, some of you used to be in my craft club, Chris, and some other of you I see on here. And I'm no longer doing that, but why don't we we'll just open it up. We'll just open it up to everybody. Hold on, Chris, let me flip this around, darling. Chris, so you're still going into an office, hon? Yeah, that's got to be really hard. I mean, I'm feeling drained, and I have a complete lack of sleep cycle. I mean, I have no sleep cycle that makes any sense anymore. And luckily, when I can't go to bed at 2 o'clock, when I'm used to going to bed at 10 o'clock, and I'm still wide awake watching television and stressing out, I can sleep in the next day. So I can't imagine the stress it must be for you to have to exist in the real world still, because I'm not even having to exist in a real world. I'm in a kind of fake Tanglewood Sue world, to be honest. I like this. I think we can get a really beachy effect. I'm just going to kind of go around it. And as I'm going, it's drying so fast, kiddos, that I'm kind of blending and I'm kind of adding in new colors. Okay. I think what I want to do, I liked doing with these, but I think what I want to do is just get a background, an easy background, and then go back in and put in some flowers. Oh, hardware equipment. Yeah, girl. Well, I get that. I get that. You are kind of essential to us all, but we appreciate you. I hope that with all of this, you know, I see such appreciation right now for our postal workers and for our essential businesses and for just for people that have been taken for granted in a lot of different ways. And I do hope that we have a bit of a cosmic shift that is enduring. You know, we have a short attention span as humans. But this has been a serious wake up call. And I hope that it will shift us in ways that are enduring, not just in ways that are frightening. I mean, right now it is frightening. I don't know about you guys, but yeah, my dreams have been on the ridiculous, like, made for TV movie stress level. Like, and I'm remembering them. I'm going to go over this, and I'm going right over my flower because I want to smooth it out. Like made for TV movie kind of stress, like crazy. All right, so I'm gonna let that dry for a sec, and then I'll report back here about its smoothness. And also, a lot of parents have been reaching out to me about these craft kits. So the beauty of these paints is that they're not toxic. They're totally safe. They're awesome. If you want low VOC, like there's nothing there, right? It's totally easy breezy. The DIY paints are no VOC. So there's absolutely nothing. There's no binder. There's like maybe a preservative. Totally washes out with water. The safest, if you've got a toddler and you want them to be able to paint, I would probably say are the DIY paints. But if they're 6 and up, I mean, these are great. Have them paint these boxes. I mean, look at this. I just played for 45 minutes and just paint them, and they can repaint them, and they can paint them again, and they can repaint them again. Honestly, they can kind of keep going. I may make some advanced versions as well, where I put in maybe a few extra colors, maybe some transfers, some stamps, some stencils, so we can really play with them. But if you are a mom at home and you are looking for a safe, fun craft activity, definitely check out the craft kits on my site. I'll be packaging up all of these as well. I'll put a link here. You can choose one of two options: the big box or 2 little boxes. Choose your variety. Like, I think I'm going to literally put this together, like and the Gypsy and this, and call this the Sea, because I think that was really pretty and looks very ocean beach inspired. I'll pick those out, but you can pick from DIY colors, or you can put that in thing. Like, I want a DIY version, or I want a Miss Lillian's version. I would say the DIY version is chalkier, more muted tones, and will require a wax or some kind of top coat. And the Miss Lillian's is going to be much more vibrant colors and not require a top coat. I hope that answers your questions. So let's see here. Do you see? Let me see if I can hold this up so you can see where it's dry. Yeah, it's still got a ever so slight sheen to it, even where it's dry, which I kind of like that. I kind of like that, so it's not quite so chalky. All right, so I hope that answers your question. And don't pick it up while it's still wet around the corner, or you will take the top off with your finger. All right, you guys, so I'm going to go, and I'm supposed to go walk over and see a friend, and we're supposed to talk from across the street with each other. We shall see. It's kind of our last day of not getting fined for going out too much or going anywhere non-essential. I will be careful. I do have my DIY mask with me. Please check out, if you're watching me on YouTube, awesome, thank you. You're obviously already subscribed. If you are watching me on Facebook, I do recommend subscribing to me on Crazy Ass Craft Coach on YouTube, because it will be easier to find me. It will be easier to look for that live where she did that thing. It's owned by Google. It's designed to be searchable, okay? That's the only thing. It's pretty awesome. So I am Tanglewood Sue. Tanglewood works. The physical store is closed. The virtual store is open. And I will be here every day, Monday through Friday. I'm going to give myself the weekends to just collapse. But I want to be here for you guys I want to be here for me. I mean, I'm not just doing it for you. I need it too. I need a break. I need something to look forward to every day, and I need a structure to my day. I realized that with a week with absolutely no structure, it's just not good. It's just not good. Oh, thank you, Chris. Yes. So Brian was here with me making the masks, and I have to tell you that as we are nearing, or he is nearing, kind of a retirement age. I will never be retiring. I was like, how are we going to work together? Like, are you into crafting? Are you going to go junking with me? Like, what are we going to do as a couple? Like, when we're empty nesters? I'm not playing World of Warcraft or no, I'm not doing it. So I was a little bit worried. Like, what are we going to do? I actually took him on a walk and we were talking about that. Like, what do we still have in common, dude? Because we used to love fixing up our house, and then we loved nesting and getting ready for kids, and we used to love going out and listening to live music. We used to love going out to dinner. Those were when we had double income, no kids. And now we've enjoyed raising kids, and they're growing up. And so I said, will you do this video with me? I just need another body. And y'all have to go check that out. He was doing his little dance. It was really cute. So I think we're going to be okay, because I think he's going to be my new partner in crime, my new wingman. All right, you guys, stay safe, stay well, and I will see you here tomorrow. And I'm aiming for 5 o'clock, and I will be looking through the comments to see what you guys have come up with for me to show you and what crafts I will go gather. All right, you guys, mwah, elbow kiss, elbow kiss. See if I can turn this off gracefully. Ooh, this looks good. All right, I'll bring this back on tomorrow so you guys can see it all done.